Hey guys, hope everybody's doing good tonight, whenever you're watching this. I haven't really done these types of videos here in a long time. I've been wanting to, and I figured I'd go ahead and do one tonight. As of the time I'm making this video, it is currently Sunday night of April 2nd, 2023. Easter's coming up next weekend, which I'm happy for. And I gotta say, this weekend definitely wasn't a bad weekend. I mean, the weather could have been a lot better yesterday, well, and Friday, of course, because there's a bunch of thunderstorms, and there's some areas that are flooded near me, but which I'll kind of talk about the weather here in just a sec. But yeah, this weekend I got to see quite a bit of my family, which I'm happy for, and went to a couple different gatherings today. One for my grandpa and a bunch of his brothers and sisters, and then a lot of other people on my dad's side of the family, and then went to my cousin's house for his son's first birthday. Excuse me. That was cool to see. Definitely had a great time, and also my aunt also cut my hair too. If you could tell, you can't see it too well because it's dark in here, but I'm sure in another video you guys will see that. But I'm keeping my beard for now. I know my facial hair, it has to do with the way the lights are shining at me. So yeah, I know my facial hair looks kind of out of place, but that's because of the light that's reflecting. But yeah, I know it looks weird, but anyways, so I've been wanting to do this video for a while, and kind of give an update on some things and talk about what happened. Kind of talk about a family member, talk about a trip that we went on, and a few other things. So and first off, before I get too far into the video, sorry that I had to keep getting off subject, but first off, hopefully the fan isn't too noisy. If it is, I apologize. I turned the fan on because it was kind of hot in here earlier because of how warm it was. So yeah, it was hot in here when I got home, so I went ahead and turned on a fan. But yeah, it got warm out today, and yesterday it was pretty cold. But the day before it was warm. But anyways, so I've been hearing a lot about tornadoes lately happening in quite a few other states, and I guess there was a tornado that hit Little Rock, Arkansas a few days ago, and quite a few tornadoes in other areas like Iowa, and I think they said there was some in Tennessee and Kentucky as well. I think Indiana and Ohio might have had some as well. I'll have to look into that some more. But for anybody that was affected by these tornadoes, my heart goes out to them 100%. For anybody that may have lost a loved one in any of those tornadoes, my heart goes out to them big time as well. I can't imagine how the family is feeling right now, and it's pretty tragic. For that, my heart goes out to them. And then for the people that were affected by the shooting that happened in Nashville, Tennessee last week, almost a week ago, by tomorrow, my heart goes out to them as well. There were 3 kids and 3 staff members that were killed. 2 of the kids were 9 years old, one of them was 8. And I'm not too sure of the staff members' ages. I think they were around like their low 60s, if I remember correctly. And then I think they said the man or woman, my bad, I think they said that person was like in her high 20s or somewhere around there. I don't know. It was a transgender woman that shot up a school, and luckily the cops gunned that person down, which I applaud those cops 100% for doing that, you know. Something I think all mass shooters deserve, but, you know, unfortunately that just doesn't happen, you know, but so be it. But, yeah, but with all that out of the way, so I want to talk about things that have been going on around me, you know. Kind of start off with something that's pretty unfortunate, you know. This part right here is going to be kind of a long story, and I'll try and make it as short and quick as possible. But this right here is not an easy subject to talk about. But so in early February, I think it was probably February 2nd to be exact, of 2023, I ended up losing one of my grandparents. You know, she wasn't my blood grandmother, you know, because she ended up marrying my grandfather, I think, a year after I was born. So, you know, they weren't together for too long before I was born. But, you know, my blood grandmother, you know, lives in Martin. You guys have seen her many times, you know, Martin, Michigan. And then my other blood grandmother lives down in Phoenix, Arizona. I don't really think she's been in any of my videos, except for maybe one. And that was back in 2020. But anyway, so my grandmother that I'm talking about, you know, her name was Starr, you know, Starbuck, you know. Feel free to say what you gotta say about that, I guess. But anyways, I'm not trying to make jokes. But, so, she ended up passing away February 2nd of 2023, and what happened was, you know, she ended up dying from cancer, and to be honest, I don't really know how long she had the cancer for, like if she had it recently and it just got bad quick, or if she had it for a while and they didn't know. I'm not too sure, but I do know for a fact that the past few years before she passed, I noticed she was starting to lose some weight, and you know, I'm not trying to bring up weight or anything, but you know, she was kind of, you know, a little overweight, and you know, I noticed she started losing weight, like, I think it was 2019 that I started noticing that she was losing some weight, and you know, I was like, oh, okay, well that's cool, you know, and because the type of job she worked, you know, she worked at a hospital in South Bend, Indiana. You know, she lived in Niles, which is just across the Indiana state line from South Bend. So, yeah, you know, she worked at a hospital, and you know, I figured with the job she worked, you know, she wanted to try and lose more weight, and that's what I thought she was doing, you know. But I didn't see her much in 2020, you know, because of all the COVID crap that happened throughout that year, and then parts of early 2021. But late May or early June of 2021, I saw her again, and I noticed she definitely lost quite a bit more weight, and you know, I was like, wow, you've really lost a lot of weight there. That's cool. Because, you know, she told me back in 2015 that eventually she wanted to try and lose weight. And, you know, which she did, but come to find out it wasn't in a good way, though. Which I'll get to that here in just a sec. But, yeah, I saw her quite a few times in 2021, and, you know, she was losing some weight, so, you know, I thought that was cool. And then next year came around, it was probably June 2022, because we had a wedding that went on for one of my cousins, which I have that wedding on my YouTube. You know, I took videos of it, but I noticed she lost more weight, and you know, I was talking to her about it, and you know, she said she was proud of where she was at, you know, and I think prior to the wedding, though, she said she wasn't feeling the greatest, you know, which I figured, okay, well, you know, I hope you get well soon, you know, sorry you're dealing with it, and I think there was a few other times, like after the wedding, I heard that she was sick, and, you know, I was like, man, must be something going around, because, you know, I normally, my grandpa that lives down in Niles, he would tell me that, you know, people get sick around South Bend and Niles all the time. So whether or not he was actually meaning that to be true, or if he was meaning it as a joke, I don't know. But then I didn't see her much until like a week before Thanksgiving, and we had a Thanksgiving celebration for, you know, at my great uncle's house over by Pawpaw, and I saw my grandma again, and I just noticed she was kind of sickly looking, you know, like not in a way where it looked like she'd been doing drugs or anything, but just, I don't know how to really explain it. Just, you know, for some people out there, when they get super sick before they die, or if they have some sort of cancer, which she had stomach cancer, by the way, she just looked like super skinny in an unhealthy looking way, and, you know, I just didn't really know what to say. I mean, okay, let me go back. I didn't really think too much of it, you know, because I figured, okay, well, you know, it might just have something to do with the job she has, because, you know, she works at a hospital and she's on her feet all the time, you know, so be it. But then a month later, we had a Christmas celebration at my great aunt's house, and she came there, and, you know, she was the same way. You know, didn't really talk much, you know, I mean, she talked a little bit, but, you know, she just didn't really do a whole lot of talking, you know. I think her and I talked a little bit, and, you know, that Christmas celebration, which, I don't know if I said this already, but I got that on video as well. That was part of a big vlog that I did in late December of 2022. That's on YouTube, but I noticed she looked like she was kind of unwell, but I just, you know, I didn't think too much of it, because, like I said, you know, she was talking a little bit, and, you know, a lot of us made jokes, and she was laughing at them, you know, not jokes towards her, but jokes towards, like, several other things. And, yeah, about a couple weeks later, I think it was December 29th, she was admitted to a hospital, which I didn't know about till like a week and a half later. It's probably, I want to say, after her first full week of January, that I saw something on Facebook from one of her daughters that said that she was, you know, she got discharged from the hospital because she was in the hospital for a week or so. So, and I didn't hear about that, you know, not on the phone, you know. So I got on the phone with my grandpa, and I said, hey, is everything good? You know, what's up? And, you know, he was like, yeah, you know, she's just been having some trouble eating, you know, she's been having trouble with this and that, but she's, oh, my bad, excuse me. But, you know, she was having some issues with eating and all that, and, but now she's eating better, and, you know, she's back on her feet doing things. And, I was like, okay, well, I'm just making sure. Well, about 3 weeks later, she was admitted into a hospital again. And that's when I found out she had cancer. Because one of her daughters said something, and then I got notified that she was in the hospital again, and she was currently awaiting what you call it. Fuck. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of what that word is. I don't know. It'll come back to me. But currently, she was awaiting something, and she looked like she was in a bad way. But at that point, I figured, okay, well, I think there's still a way she can pull through it. I don't want to lose my faith. I think there's a way she can be saved from this. So. And I kept my thoughts up, I was positive that she was going to pull through, But chemo, that's the word I was thinking of. My bad. But, yeah, she was currently awaiting chemo, and she was set to go through it. Well, what happened was, I guess the health insurance kind of screwed around and kept pushing everything back, and because I guess originally she was supposed to have it sooner than what she was supposed to, and she did go through some of it, but I don't know. And then I kind of said something else to my grandpa, and he was like, well, everything's gonna be okay, just kind of keep checking and make sure everything's good. And that was probably the night before she died, because like I said, I was still quite certain that she was gonna make it through. And well, I'll try and get through this part without getting super emotional, but that morning that she died, I remember seeing something on Facebook, where it was her laying in a hospital bed, and it was two of her daughters sitting right beside her, and she looked like she was in a pretty bad way. And I'm sitting there thinking, there's a way she can still get through it. I don't want to lose faith. I believe there's a way she can get through. And well, that ended up not being the case. I get home from work later on, and that's when I learned some unfortunate news that she ended up passing away. Her body couldn't fight through it anymore, and I heard she died, and I fell apart from there. Didn't know what to say. Hang on a sec. Alright, sorry about that, but yeah, she ended up dying late morning to mid-afternoon of February 2nd of 2023, and that was pretty tough, and while I've been getting better, I'm not as torn about it now, because like I said, it happened February 2nd, which 2 months ago. Wow. But my family and I, we pulled through it. We had her funeral about 4 or 5 days after her passing, and it was pretty tough, but I've been checking up on my grandpa quite a bit, or trying to anyways, but can't tell you how many times I broke down a few times, thinking about my grandma, which usually I try and only think about her like at nighttime, not during the day while I'm out working, because, I try not to let my feelings get in the way of everything, but, I just, like I said, I found out she passed and, everything just kind of went down from there, but luckily, things have gotten better, my family's doing well, my grandpa seems to be doing alright, I don't know how well her daughter's been doing, because, I don't talk to them much, I have one of them as a friend on Facebook, but that's about the only way I get a hold of them, I know it sounds weird, but they're antisocial, okay? Not to talk shit or anything. That's not what I'm trying to do, but, yeah, So, I guess I could say 2023 kind of got off on the wrong foot, but, things are starting to get somewhat better, And I'll start kind of getting into the positive things here in just a sec, but, yeah, anyways, so, kind of getting a little more onto the positive side now, so, in the beginning of the big vlog that I did probably almost 2 months ago, which I'll talk about that here in a little bit. At one point in the beginning of the video, I kind of brought up how my dad was hauling this old tractor, and that we were hauling it to his house, and that the tractor had been sitting at my grandpa's friend's house south of Lawton. And let me tell you, that tractor has got quite the history to it. While I personally don't know anything about the first person that owned that tractor, let me tell you, my grandpa is the one that found that tractor back in the 80s when he was still with my grandma Linda that lives in Martin, Michigan. What had happened was the guy that originally owned it first, it was some guy that owned a farm over by kind of like the Glendale, Michigan area, which is kind of halfway, well, not halfway, but kind of an incorporated town area, I'd say between Bangor and Kalamazoo. And, I'm not too sure if any of you guys are well aware of the EF3 or EF2 tornado that tore through Kalamazoo in 1980, but that tornado that came through Kalamazoo started right in the Glendale area, and whether or not the guy that owned that tractor ended up losing his farm completely, I know for a fact that he was doing some work on a field when the storm rolled in. And, he was trying to get back to his house because, the storm was rolling in and there was reports that there was a tornado hitting, and the tractor ended up breaking down. He tried to start it back up and it wouldn't start, so he had to abandon the tractor and ran the rest of the way to his house, which, as far as I know, he made it back. Like I said, I don't know if his house got damaged or destroyed from the tornado, but yeah, the tornado sat in the middle of the field for a couple months or so because the guy ended up not fixing it. He just kind of left it there, and I believe he said that there were some things on that tractor that ended up getting destroyed or damaged. And my grandpa came across it one day while he was driving, because he was on his way to work somewhere, and he caught wind of it and saw it, and he talked to the guy that owned that tractor. He was like, "What are you planning on doing with it?" And he wanted to scrap it, and my grandpa wanted to hold on to it. And my grandpa ended up buying it off that guy, and sorry about that. That was my phone that just went off. But my grandpa bought it, and he had it for quite a while. I don't know when he ended up selling it exactly, but years later he ended up giving it to a friend of his that lived south of Lawton, kind of in a old farmhouse, and it sat in a barn there for years and years and years, and it was recently that we got the tractor back, which the tractor's sitting at my dad's barn right now, and it's a cool looking tractor. As a matter of fact, I might have some videos of that tractor coming up right here. Let's see.
I mean, it is a cool tractor.
Oh yeah, it is.
You see them, but you don't see them.
Yeah, they've gotten harder and harder to find.
Yeah, because everybody's nabbing them up.
Yeah.
And that tractor right there is worth more than the new one.
Oh yeah, I agree. Alright, so first and foremost, I apologize about the shakiness in both videos that I just showed, and second of all, I apologize about the blasting music in the second video clip that I showed. But yeah, that's the tractor that my grandpa had there for a while, and my dad ended up getting that tractor back because the people that were owning that house ended up moving, and they didn't want to hold on to that tractor anymore, so they ended up giving it back to my dad. But yeah, like I said, that tractor has quite an interesting history to it. It's definitely a nice looking old tractor. My dad, I think he's going to try and fix it up and put some work into it, try and get it working again. But yeah, it's definitely a cool looking old tractor. And for the guy that was with me while I was taking two of the videos of the tractor being hauled by my dad, that was my Uncle Ed. And I gotta say, my Uncle Ed, well, he's not really my uncle. He's my dad's best friend, to be exact. But I call him my uncle because, he's been around pretty much my entire life. Him and my dad have been friends for a very, very long time. He's a good dude. He's got a good heart. And he's been around for quite some time. And I gotta say, he's definitely been a pretty good support. Because oh, excuse me. He likes my grandpa, he's been around my grandpa quite a bit. When my grandma Starr passed, he ended up going to that funeral as well. And he also went on the trip with us, which was cool. Like I said, he's been an awesome support, and for that, I am super thankful for. Like I said, he's a really good dude, he has a good heart for a lot of people. You know, he actually cares for people. I will say though that, you know, he likes to joke around with everybody, and I like to kind of play jokes with him as well, because you know, him and I, we enjoy joking around with each other. And you know, there's this one clip that I put in the big vlog video that I did a little over a month ago, where you know, I included a video of him, you know, talking and kind of giving out an explanation, and he didn't think I was gonna put that video on the vlog, and I ended up doing it. Actually, I put that video on a few vlogs that I did, because I did several different vlogs of the trip that we went on, which I'll get to that here in just a little bit. But this is a video I'm talking about right here.
Here, because it says we are here.
Yep.
Then we gotta go up here to the Mighty Mac.
Yep.
We gotta go across that, and then we gotta fly over here, and that's where we're gonna camp.
Yep. Right there in Garden, Michigan, over by Manistee.
Yep, we're gonna have salads and tomatoes. And
Yeah.
I like your videos, Michael.
Yeah. Oh, that dude cracks me up, man. But yeah, like I said, that was my Uncle Ed. You know, like I said, cool dude, and you know, he went on the trip with us, and that was definitely fun. You know, it was a great trip. But anyways, with all that out of the way, so I want to talk about the trip. So for those that don't know, we went on a trip to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. We went to this little town about maybe 20 minutes from Manistee, called Garden, Michigan. And let me tell you, there wasn't really much in Garden, but it was a neat little town. You know, definitely a nice little town. I think I have a video somewhere where I took a video of us going through the town of Garden, which I'll show here right after this clip. Got a restaurant right there. Doesn't look like it's open though, unless if it's open more at nighttime. Yeah, that was Garden, Michigan. Not a big town, you know. That's kind of more along the lines of like a small incorporated town or whatever you would call it, you know. But it was a neat little town, you know. Not too many people, not too many cars passing by. You know, just a nice town. And you know, we stayed at a vacation house there just outside of Garden, you know. It's definitely a beautiful area. You know, I took a lot of videos. I kind of did a video talking about what the inside of the house looked like, and let me tell you, this is a beautiful looking house. You know, I'm not going to show a bunch of the clips of what the house looked like, but I'll tell you what, I know I already did a bunch of videos of the northern Michigan trip, but what I want to do is kind of like do videos that I took of a certain day and put them on here and just go kind of day by day videos. You know, like, not too sure how you would say it, but, you know, do like a part 1, part 2, part 3, because, the first big video that I did, the first 30 minutes of the video, or maybe 40 minutes of the video, you know, the clips ended up turning out to be a bit laggy, because, you know, the video was super long, and for some reason, the app that I used to put all the videos together, which is Video Show, kind of made the videos a bit laggy up until you got to like the 35-minute mark, and then the videos were fine from there. But, you know, I had some people telling me that the videos ended up looking laggy, so, you know, definitely bummed by that. But the other, you know, I ended up doing 2 other videos, though, shorter videos. You know, they ended up being maybe 30 minutes long. One of them I did where I had music to the clips. You know, I used TikTok to add the music to the clips, and the videos didn't turn out too bad, which unfortunately, for some reason, like I said with Video Show, sometimes that app would cause the videos to go silent, probably like maybe 5 seconds before the clips end, which kind of pissed me off, but, you know, it's whatever. But like I said, you know, I was going to do like a part 2, part 3 type deal with the videos where I do a day by day clips of the videos I took while I was up north, and that'll be the last time I upload videos about that trip, except maybe New Year, you know, because I want to try and do like a video compilation where I kind of go back and look at videos that I took throughout 2023 and put all those videos together, you know. I mean, not all the videos, obviously, because like I said, you know, the videos will turn out crappy if I do it, but just videos that I enjoy doing the most, and just kind of figure it out from there. But yeah, you know, like I said, I'm gonna do those videos, and then I won't upload videos about that trip again. That'll be the last one. But yeah. But anyways, getting back to the trip. So sorry I had to get into all that, but yeah, we stayed at a town called Garden, and then, you know, we did some snowmobiling. I didn't really do a lot of snowmobiling, but the one day I did go snowmobiling, we ended up snowmobiling like in the Newberry area. Everybody kind of made their way down to either Eaplefed or Nobbinway, or I can't remember what town they said they went to, but some town along US 2 that they went to, and you know, that's how far they snowmobiled. Then they ended up snowmobiling back up to Newberry. But anyways, while we were snowmobiling, we came across this one spot where somebody's snowmobile had engulfed in flames prior to us coming through. And, you know, I mean, the fire was obviously out by the time we got there, but you know, we came across a spot where, you know, there was where it was taped off, and, you know, there was a spot on the ground where the snow was melted, and you could see the snowmobile that was just completely engulfed. You know, really nothing much of that snowmobile left, which I'll show you guys the clips, or the clip right here. Man, apparently somebody's sled engulfed in flames right here. Definitely had to have been recently. Holy crap.
I'm gonna get off trail.
Alright. I just hope nobody was killed or hurt seriously right here.
Get off the trail.
That looks bad. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Whether or not somebody ended up getting super hurt or killed, I personally don't know. Hopefully nobody got hurt or killed from that. If so, you know, my heart goes out to the family and friends of that person. You know, that's got to be tough. But, you know, afterwards, we were kind of joking around, and, you know, I ended up taking another clip of that snowmobile where, you know, we were all kind of joking around, you know, talking about, hey guys, there's parts right here, let's take some, you know, which really we didn't actually do that. We meant it as a joke, but, yeah, you know, here's that clip right there.
Hey, it's got a nice can on it you can steal.
On a brighter note, if you need some parts, some of those parts look like they're still intact. Yeah, that's another video I took of that sled. I didn't add that clip onto any of the vlogs I did because I didn't want people to think we were actually stealing and people, you know, think that we're complete assholes for doing what we did because, like I said, you know, I wasn't sure if somebody was hurt or killed in that, and, you know, I didn't want to put that on there and, you know, make people, or, you know, have people think that we actually stole something from there, because, you know, we don't actually do that. We joke around when we do stuff like that, you know, we didn't take anything from there. We were just kind of joking around, you know, because everybody was like, oh, that's still in good shape, that's still in good shape, blah, 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 you know, and like I said, we didn't actually steal anything from there, obviously. But, yeah, like I said, I didn't add that to the vlog because, you know, I had a feeling that was probably going to fuck up the entire video that I did, you know, because people would be like, oh, you guys are assholes for doing that. You know, you guys be ashamed of yourself, blah, 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 blah. Because, you know, there's people out there that can't take jokes, and, you know, like I said, my family and I, we like to joke around, so, yeah. But other than that one day, we went snowmobiling. I didn't really snowmobile much. You know, everybody else kind of went snowmobiling a bunch, but I didn't go as much because, you know, I'm not as big of a fan of it as I used to be. You know, not because I don't think it's fun. I just don't really care to do it repeatedly, and, you know, I also don't like being out for a long period of time in the cold, so that's why I don't really snowmobile much. But, you know, as far as going to northern Michigan, though, that's still always fun, but, most of the time we were up in the UP, we just kind of hung out at the vacation house, you know, and, just chilled out. And, we had some other family that came up, just kind of came and went, you know, because you couldn't have way too many people at that house, but, you know, there's quite a few other videos that I took while we were up there, but, you know, I'm not going to show a bunch of them for this video, but, you know, one of the days we were up north, I guess, southern Michigan got hit with an ice storm, and, you know, there's all sorts of videos that popped up on my Facebook where Kalamazoo got hit with some of the worst of the ice storm that hit, and I'll show some of those clips right here. This right here is a video that I came across tonight on Facebook from a group that I share, or that I'm a part of, excuse me. This is a video of a transformer explosion that happened in the Kalamazoo area that took out power. I believe it happened in the Oshtemo area. That area's without power right now, but yeah, let's watch it.
Okay, we got a fire, transformer fire. Check that out, you guys. The fire's coming from the transformer box.
Yeah, look at that power flash.
It has to be. Transformers. Oh my gosh, it just blew out. Oh my god, what is that? Holy hell, that's a huge fire.
Wow. Then here's another video that I came across tonight. Same power flash, just kind of a different angle. I don't know how well you guys will see it. Yeah. Should go on again. There you go. Yep. There's been a lot of transformer explosions in that area. Then here's another one that happened in Comstock Township, which is on the other side of Kalamazoo. Wow. That's crazy. Jeez. Alright, so those were videos that I came across on Facebook, but the day after the ice storm happened, I found a video on TikTok where this one woman had a camera set up at her home, and you know, the camera caught a video of one of the tree branches going down because of the ice that was on the tree, and I ended up duetting the video, and I'm going to show that video right here. Watch that tree. Kalamazoo, Michigan's been dealing with an ice storm, so look at what happens to the tree. Man. Yeah, that tree just went down right after that woman went back inside. I really wonder what that woman was thinking after that tree branch came down, after she walked inside and then came back out, and all of a sudden the branch was down. But there was a few other clips that I saw where that tree, I guess, kind of knocked into the other house. Didn't really do damage. It just kind of did gutter damage, and I think it kind of did corner damage to the garage, but nothing too severe. But unfortunately, I didn't save those clips, so those are probably nowhere to be found. But anyways, yeah, like I said, Kalamazoo got an ice storm. Well, we were all in the upper peninsula of Michigan, and they got hit pretty hard with that. I'll tell you that right now. I think the day we came back home, you know, there were still areas that were without power from the ice storm, because I know my great aunt that lives southwest of Bangor, she didn't get her power back until like, I think, a day or two after we came back from the trip. But yeah, surprisingly, our house didn't lose power while we were gone. You know, we had somebody that was staying here, but we had quite a few family members that did lose power. But for some of them, the power got restored quickly, and then there was quite a few of them that were without power for almost a week. So yeah, you know, that was crazy. But a few more things with the trip. One of the days we were up there, we ended up going over to Escanaba to grab something to eat, and you know, it was snowing pretty hard there, and that was actually the same day Kalamazoo got that ice storm. And believe it or not, you know, there was an area south of us. Well, most of the storm was, I guess, in Wisconsin, but you know, Wisconsin ended up getting some thunder snow, and well, we were in Escanaba. I remember seeing some flashes south of us where, and at first I thought maybe it was power line explosions from, snow piling up on the power lines, but, thankfully it wasn't that. It was just thunder snow about maybe 40 minutes south of us. I don't know what all areas got hit with it in Wisconsin, but a buddy of mine that lives in Appleton, Wisconsin, which is, I think, about somewhere over by Green Bay, I think. He said that they ended up getting hit with some thunder snow, but it wasn't long lasting though. Then the day we left, originally I thought we were going to go up and visit the Tequamanon Falls, the upper Tequamanon Falls, which was the bigger falls, and unfortunately we ended up not doing that. We just ended up heading straight for St. Ignace. I was kind of bummed that we didn't go and see Tequamanon Falls, because Tequamanon Falls is so pretty to see in the wintertime when there's plenty of snow. I've been wanting to see it in the fall too, but unfortunately we haven't. I've seen it in the winter once before, which I have that on video. I took videos of that back in 2021, but been wanting to see it in the fall, and we never did. But anyways, I've seen it in the summertime, and a few times, and then once in the wintertime. But we ended up, like I said, we ended up not going to Tequamanon Falls. We just made our way to St. Ignace, got something to eat, kind of hung out in St. Ignace for a little while, and then we got on the bridge and crossed, back to the lower peninsula. And then after we crossed the lower peninsula, or we crossed the Mackinac Bridge, excuse me, we wanted to try and look at the ice that was at Colonial Mackinac Park, and unfortunately we didn't stop to see the ice, because you couldn't really get through the parking lot without getting stuck, because the entire parking lot was iced, and then on top of the ice, it was mainly like slushed snow, so you got stuck there even if you had a four-wheel drive truck or a front-wheel drive vehicle. And luckily I was able to get unstuck with my truck, but my dad couldn't get unstuck with his, and I had to get out of there, and I had to leave my snowmobile trailer somewhere and then come back and get my dad out. And while I was trying to pull my dad out, there were like 3 or 4 other cars that my uncle and I pulled out of, or we pushed out of the parking lot, because they got stuck. And it was definitely crazy, because my truck seemed to be the only truck that handled getting out of that parking lot just fine. And for my dad's truck, it wouldn't shift properly, so his truck got stuck big time, so I had to get him out. But we got some people out. I think we were there for maybe like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and then we got back on I-75 and continued south. But yeah, it's definitely a crazy moment. We made our way home. I think it was late by the time we got home, because like I said, we were in St. Ignace and Mackinac City longer than we wanted to be, and yeah, that kind of sucked. But I don't have a problem with hanging around St. Ignace or Mackinac City, because those are 2 beautiful towns. A lot of the towns in northern Michigan are beautiful. My favorite towns to visit, preferably, are Traverse City, Petoskey, Sault Ste. Marie. I like Mackinac City and St. Ignace as well, but they're kind of a little further down my list. But Yeah, we were up north for maybe a total of 8 days. You know, that was definitely fun. But anyways, the trip is probably the main thing I wanted to talk about. I didn't get any videos of us being stuck in St. Ignace or well, Mackinac City. Anyways, I took some videos while we were in St. Ignace, but that was about it. But didn't really take videos while we were in Mackinac City. I think the last video I did to end the video, the big vlog video, anyways. That was while we were gassing up in Reed City. You know, I pulled off to get gas because everybody ended up stopping somewhere else, and I just kept going because, you know, I was eager to get home. And then all of a sudden, you know, my dad calls and asks us to pull off somewhere because my uncle was getting dropped off at his house that night. So I had to pull off and get gas, and you know, just gave some of the stuff back to my uncle so that he could go straight home. And like I said, that clip was taken in Reed City, but yeah. But anyways, with all that being said, sorry if I sound like I'm speaking gibberish, but there's a few more things I want to talk about, then I'm going to put this video to an end. But ever since we got back from the trip, you know, there was something crazy that happened with us, which I don't really want to talk about it because it's kind of a long story, and, you know, I don't want to kind of throw anybody under the bus, but you know, about almost a week ago, my little stepsister turned 12 years old. We celebrated her birthday. We ended up going to a Texas Roadhouse in Elkhart, Indiana. You know, it was me, my brother, two of my nieces, and one of my nephews. They were there, and then, of course, my dad and my stepmom and my my grandpa was there, and, you know, we were celebrating my little stepsister's birthday, and here's a video that I took while we were there.
Just crawl under the table. You're not good.
You're okay.
Michael, picture. I don't do this.
I got it. Don't worry. Okay, hold on.
I need your name and how old your shirt. Natalie as well. All right, I'm gonna get a lock for you. Attention, Texas Roadhouse. Yes, we have a very legendary birthday in the house tonight. I have my friend Natalie, and she's celebrating her 12th birthday. Can I get a big round of applause? And on the count of 3, can I get a loud, proud Texas Roadhouse yeehaw? 1, 2, 3, yeehaw! Happy birthday.
Oh. Oh, the look on her face. She, you know, that was priceless. But, yeah, we went to a Texas Roadhouse, and, you know, all the waiters and waitresses were saying happy birthday. And, you know, for those of you that have never been to Texas Roadhouse, you know, if you go there on your birthday, if you're a kid, then, you know, they usually put you on this saddle where, you know, they say happy birthday and all this, you know, can I get a yee-haw, you know, all that. Or if you're an adult, then they all come out of the kitchen, you know, clapping, and they walk up to you and they're like, attention, Texas Roadhouse customers, we have a birthday. It's this dude's birthday. Can we get a round of applause and a yee-haw, you know. Yeah, I love Texas Roadhouse, but I try not to go there on my birthday because Oh, that right there gets a little embarrassing. But, you know, Texas Roadhouse people are usually pretty cool. You know, I've never had an issue with any of them, you know. Texas Roadhouse, you know, my family and I go there, not all the time, but maybe once a month or once every few months. Either there or Outback Steakhouse, you know. We definitely like going to either one because, you know, they got good food. And, you know, Texas Roadhouse is one of my favorite places to go, you know, to go out to eat. So, yeah. Or one of my favorite chain restaurants anyway. Same thing with Outback, but yeah. Like I said, if you don't like when people say happy birthday to you like that, you probably don't want to go to Texas Roadhouse on your birthday. That's for sure. But anyways, I don't want to make this video way too long, so I'm going to say a few more things and I'm going to cut this video. But, a lot of people have been asking me, or not a lot, but some people have been asking me why I haven't been uploading a bunch of like the TikTok combination videos to YouTube. And the reason for that is because, you know, when I go to put TikTok videos together, it ends up getting screwed up. Like, for some reason, some of them don't have sound to them, or some of them will have sound and then the sound will cut off halfway through. And then not only that, but a lot of times when I save a TikTok video to my phone or tablet, usually it'll have like the TikTok thing where it goes boom, you know, with your TikTok information on that. You know, that drove me nuts. And, you know, I didn't want to sit there for an hour and edit every video where that didn't happen. And, you know, so that's kind of why I haven't been doing it. You know, that's not to say that I won't do it again soon. I just, you know, haven't really been able to do it much lately. And, you know, I'll get to it at some point. But, yeah. But with all that being said, so, you know, there are some things I want to try and do soon. And, you know, right now, with the warmer seasons approaching, you know, finally work's picking up. I'm making more money, you know, and we got quite a bit of jobs lined up, you know, big jobs as a matter of fact. And, yeah, looking forward to it, you know. Some of the jobs might be hard, but, you know, I'm always up for making good money, you know. I try and pay for my own shit, so, you know, I mean, obviously you gotta make money somehow, but, what you gotta do these days to get through. So, yeah, make money and then pay whatever I need to pay for, and that's that. But, like I said, I got some plans coming up. I'm not gonna talk about them yet because it's still early in the season to be talking about it. But, you know, summer's gonna be coming soon, and I got some plans coming up. So we'll see how that works. But I'm not gonna get into questions. I'll probably do like a live video sometime soon where I answer questions and maybe answer some of the comments that people are making on the live video. But that's really all I have for today. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this video. Sorry if I sounded like I was speaking gibberish, or if I sounded like I was talking weird or whatever. And hopefully, like I said, the fans didn't make the sound horrible. If it did, I apologize. But like I said, that's all I have for today. Hope everybody's doing good today, tonight, whenever you're watching this. And that's that. You all take care now.